everybody. I'm here. I'm Felicia Lynn, and hopefully people are here for my preview of my social media workshop next week on October 11th. Let's see, is anybody there? If you're there, please feel free to comment. And hi, Suving or Binhong, I see that you're there. Thank you very much. If you're here, feel free to comment in the video and tell me that you're here. Great. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the love. Oh, Serena, you're here. Thank you. I appreciate it. Great. Wow, this is really going to be a challenge because I'm balancing my selfie stick in one hand and looking at my notes and my computer screen at my notes here. Let me open up my PowerPoint. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you being live here for my video. Let me open up. I am holding my selfie in one hand with my right hand and then trying to scroll through this with my left hand. This is when you really find out if you're ambidextrous or not. Let's open up my social media workshop. Hold on. Social media. Presentation, yes, here we go. Okay, great. Thanks. Okay, great. Thank you, guys. Okay, so first things first, can everybody hear me? I hope you can hear me. When you do a Facebook Live thing, you have to first introduce yourself. So for anybody coming on, oh, I know. Well, Serena, I have to get a tripod. This is a test run, so I'll probably get a tripod next time. Yeah, so there is a type of selfie stick that you can get that has a tripod on it. But actually, you know what? If you guys, well, no, I'll just stick with this because I actually realized I think I do have some kind of a tripod that I could probably stick this thing on, but it's a little too hard. Okay, anyway, so first things first is when you do a Facebook Live, you need to check your room, make sure that the sound is clear, make sure that you introduce yourself. And if you guys have any questions about social media after I give you guys a little preview, I'll be happy to answer them. So please feel free to write something in the comments if you have a question, or if you can't hear me, if there's some kind of technical issue, please tell me, okay? And I'll try to fix the situation if something's going on. Okay, so the first thing is let's talk about Facebook Live. So if you're doing a Facebook Live event, it's a good idea to make sure that you announce it, like what I did today. I announced and I told everybody I'm going to be online live at 7 o'clock, 7:30, so that people could know that I'm here. And it's very important to make sure that you coincide that with any events that you guys are planning. So if it's with an event, you want to give people advance notice, advertise it, and also put your phone in airplane mode. That's very important. I put my phone in airplane mode so there will be no interruptions, so I will not be getting any phone calls, and hopefully nobody will be texting me. I think I turned my notifications off so it shouldn't be going off on the screen. Great. Okay, so couple things also about the Facebook Live. I'm going to be talking about how to do it and a little bit about my experience. This is my first test run, so thank you so much. I see Serena, Ariane, Farah, Kevin, Victor, thank you. And well, Suving was there before, but I don't know if he's still there. Okay, so thank you guys for coming. So there's a lot of really great things that you can use Facebook Live for. You can do something like what I'm doing, which is kind of giving some kind of information. So you can do an information session. You can do a Q&A. You can also give a behind the scenes. So if you're backstage somewhere at some performance, it'd be nice to do a live video so people can see what's going on backstage. You can also do an interview. You could interview somebody and do a Q&A. And I can do a Q&A. At some point I will open up for questions, and if you guys type your questions in the comments, I'll answer them. You can also use it to focus on a cause if you have some kind of cause that you want raising money for, and so forth. Okay, so let me go through my tips. Okay, the other things that I'm going to be talking about during my workshop next week is the difference between Facebook pages, Facebook groups, and personal Facebook pages. So I think it's really important if people do not have a Facebook page, you may want to think about why you would like to have a page versus a personal page. So a page is like a business page for your, is a page for your business. And the reason why you may want to do that is because you can separate that from your personal Facebook. And also, if you have a business page for your Facebook, you can have more than one person administering the Facebooks. So that means that more than one person. Oh, hi Marina, thank you so much for coming. You can actually have more than one person administering the page, so you could have more than one person posting and deleting and editing and commenting and policing the page if there's some issues. So that's for a Facebook business page. In terms of Twitter, there's a lot of really fun things that you can do with Twitter. I just found out that you can actually put, if you're on Twitter, you want to make sure that you have a really good bio, and maybe I can bring up what my bio looks like on Twitter because I just edited it yesterday. This is going to be the desktop version though, so it may not look exactly like it does on the phone. So let me turn this around, and I don't know if you guys can see what this looks like. That's kind of hard. Maybe let me turn the... Okay, so there's my Facebook page. This is on a desktop version, but you get the idea. So when you have your bio on your Twitter page, you want to make sure that your bio is really very clear and it states what you do. I have on my bio that I'm an author. Oh, hi Marquis, thank you so much for joining. Wow, I'm really glad to see all these people joining. That's really great. So talking about Twitter bio, you need to have a very clear Twitter bio. You want to have your what your position is. I'm an author. I'm also interested in social media entrepreneurship. So I tweet a lot about those subjects. That's why it's in my bio. And I'm also a biographer. I'm working on a biography of Su Bing. So all of that is listed there. And I have my website, FeliciaLin.com. And the thing that's new about this is that you can actually put emojis. So I have like an emoji here for being a writer, and I have an emoji here for my podcast. So you can have a lot of fun and put like cute emojis in your Twitter bio. It just makes it a little bit more fun. Okay, back to me. Okay, so, and back to my presentation. Sorry, multitasking, going back to the PowerPoint. And you know, there's also a lot of tips that you can for Twitter. For example, there's something called Twitter lists. I'm not going to go into that too much. I'll go into that at the workshop, so you'll have to go to the workshop to find out more like about what is a Twitter list and what you can do with it. But in a brief description is a Twitter list is a way of categorizing people on Twitter that you want to follow. So you could put people in different groups like your friends, social media influencers, people who are experts in a certain field. And it really kind of makes Twitter a little bit more manageable because it can be very overwhelming, all the stuff that's going on Twitter. Okay, and finally, LinkedIn. Let me talk a little bit about LinkedIn. For LinkedIn, there's some interesting ways that you can get leads on LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is a little bit different from Twitter and Facebook in that it's very professional. So you really have to be careful about what kind of things you share on LinkedIn. So you have to really think about the whole not safe for work thing. Oh, hi Robin, thanks for coming. when it comes to LinkedIn, there are actually some very interesting ways that you can get leads and connect with people. And I'll just go through seven of them very quickly. And again, I'll go into this a little bit more in detail when I do my workshop next week. So you can, if you're in LinkedIn, you may have noticed on the sidebar when you're on the desktop version that there's something called people also viewed. So if you look at the people also viewed, you can see if these people are in a common industry or who they're connecting with, and you may want to connect with who they're connecting with as well. It's also interesting to note if people have job changes indicated in their status, and you can see what's going on with them and see if they're in your industry. You also want to pay attention to your competition, so you want to look at your competition, who's in their network. No, that's 3. So first was the people also viewed sidebar, looking at people's job changes. 3 is looking at your competition. Number 4 is reading the post articles, which are articles that people have posted straight to LinkedIn, and they usually post about this in their expertise. And since I am talking to you guys, let me use myself as an example. So I have started writing about social media because I've been doing these social media workshops and so forth. So I've posted a couple of, hold on a minute, I've posted a couple of articles on LinkedIn. So here, let me show you what it looks like. Okay, so I've posted 3 different things related to social media. The most recent article I posted was about, is social media good or bad? So if you guys are curious, hey Tony, thank you so much for coming. Wow, I really appreciate that. Tony and I went to school together at University of Illinois. Thank you so much for joining. Mandy, my goodness, Mandy from Taiwan, thank you. Really, thank you so much for stopping by. We're looking at LinkedIn right now. And in LinkedIn, there's a way that you can post articles that you've written about your expertise. And I've started writing about social media. So here's an article that I wrote about, is social media good or bad? So, you know, I'm talking about like, you know, if it's good and bad. And I talked a little bit about the Facebook safety check because it wasn't activated in time during the bombing scare here in Chelsea a couple weeks ago, and I thought that was a really lost opportunity for Facebook. And I noticed the safety check the first time when there was an earthquake in Kaohsiung, and I have a little photo of that in my article. Anyhow, so that's, oops, didn't mean to do that. So yeah, so you can write about your expertise and post it directly to LinkedIn. It could be a blog post that you post to LinkedIn, or you can actually read about what other experts in your field are saying on LinkedIn. So that's also another good way to get leads. So that was number 4. And number 5 is skill endorsements. So you may have noticed on LinkedIn periodically people may click, they endorse you for some kind of skill. So they may say this person is a blogger, an editor, an events organizer, a video editor, whatever it is, and endorse you for skills. So if you see people being endorsed for certain skills, that can also give you a clue as to how you may be able to connect with them if they have some skills that you'd like to use. Then there is number 6 is alumni search. So of course it makes sense, search with your alumni. I went to NYU, so I may look at other NYU alums and see what they're doing. Maybe somebody's working at a company that I'd like to know more about, so I'd reach out to them and say, hey, I'm an alum, you know, can I talk to you about what you're doing at XYZ company? And number 7 is Google search. So I guess there's a search function in LinkedIn where you can type in some keywords and see if you would, if whatever subject matter you're looking for in LinkedIn will come up there. Okay, so that was really, really quickly some of the stuff that I'm going to be sharing. I shared a little bit about Facebook, a little bit about Twitter, a little bit about LinkedIn, and if you come to my workshop, I'll be going much more in depth. I will also be offering people who come to my workshop a 30-minute assessment. So if you have a website and social media out there, I will give you an assessment of what I think of your social media and how you can improve on it for like a 30-minute call. And then if you want to do anything further, we can talk about that. I'll also be sharing my slides after the workshop, and I'll be giving you guys some of my favorite resources. There are a lot of websites and experts out there, and that's how I learn. I'm always learning about social media, and there's so much out there and so many people sharing things. You can really teach yourself a lot these days. Okay, so that pretty much concludes what I have to say about social media. So if anybody has any questions about something that I said during this little Facebook Live, or if you have any questions about social media in general, please feel free to type something in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer your questions. And just to let you know again, my workshop is going to be here in New York 1 week from today on October 11th at the Open Center, which is I believe 22 East 30th Street here in Manhattan, New York. So everyone's invited to attend, and if you can attend and you like what I have to say, you think you'd like to learn something, invite a friend. Great, so I'm open for questions now. Does anyone have any questions they'd like me to answer? Okay. Okay, great. Okay, well then, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Oh, I see. Oh dear, Mandy. Okay, I see my friend Mandy just realized that I said hello to her on the Facebook Live. She's in Taiwan, so that was really great to see people from Taiwan and to see people in all different parts of the country. I see someone from the Midwest. I see another person from Taiwan. People from New York. Really appreciate that, guys. So yeah. Oh wow, I see more. Well, I see a lot of people liking the page. Great. Okay. Great. Okay. So, well, if there are not any specific questions, don't be shy. Feel free to send me a private message if you have a question that you'd like me to answer privately. If you're a little bit shy to ask in front of people, or if you come back later, you can always write something in the comments, and I will take a look at them and answer them as soon as I can. Great. Okay. Okay. Well, thanks, guys. I really appreciate this. This went a lot better than I thought. I was really kind of nervous. I was running around. I was actually at my office before this, so I apologize for being late. And I had to go get a selfie stick because I realized, oh my God, how am I going to do this? And I will get a tripod, or actually try to set up a tripod. Yeah, so I mean, actually, I'm gonna go offline now, and if you guys are still around, I'll come back because I think I have a mini tripod, and I will try that out. And so if you guys are still around, you'll see me back on. It's a good opportunity for me to test, but I'll say goodbye for now. And if you guys are still around, I'll be back in a couple seconds. Thanks, guys.